Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we want to give all praises to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash.
Double honors to the apostles, the great millstone, and we will peace and blessings, salutations to the event. We the Hebrew Israelites come in week and week out and prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, okay? And to wake up the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, you know? But we're just going to get straight into the scriptures, man.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Yeah, man. Hey, arise and depart, man. Because this is not our place of rest. It's clear to see it's not our place of rest, man. Okay? It's time to wake up, man. It's time to shake off that dust, man. Okay? It's time to cut off that damn ESPN too, man. You know? And start looking at what's really going on the earth, man. You know? But look around you, man. All hell is breaking loose, man. You know? Brother just showing us, man, that you got this coronavirus, man. 760 million people on lockdown, man. That's something serious, man. You know? If it wasn't so serious, then why is the United States government taking precautions, preparations, man, to put people in quarantine people in these different camps, man? You know, letting you know that something big is about to happen, man. Okay, going into those plagues that are written in the scriptures, man. By Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sending judgment upon the earth, man.
That's right.
You know, but they say arise ye and depart because this is not our place of rest. It said what, brother?
Rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Yeah, it's polluted, man. Everything in this place is polluted, from the water to the food, okay, to our women, to the you know, the vibration that's being pushed out in the earth, period, man. Okay, to the thoughts of everybody. Hey, man, what Esau puts on TV, man. Okay, what you think that you know, even just going off the example of Dwayne Wade and his son, man. Okay. Now you got niggas like the game, the hardcore gangsters, bigging up Dwayne Wade for having a damn gay son, man. You know? Hey, man, our people are polluted, man. That's right. Not what you, hey, that's not right, man. You know? If my child come to me with that shit, man, I'm gonna disown my child, man.
That's right.
You gotta go, you know? Yeah, something, brother?
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. And we're seeing a recompense of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai coming upon the inhabitants of this place, because you have the coronavirus, that's the topic right now, that is affecting even these individuals that are going on cruises. You know, it's essentially dangerous or a risk of you catching that disease if you go in particular areas, man. So they cutting off people from entering into areas for the sake of you know, trying to protect them.
Right.
It says it says flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. We ought not to be in the mindset of this place. We ought not to be with this economy and with these upcoming elections in the mindset of these regular Americans. We ought not to let that cloud our judgment, because this place is going to be destroyed.
That's right.
Yep. If you're not, man, like what said, man, you're gonna be destroyed, man.
That's right.
You know, literally everything gets polluted, man. You know, look, man, just look at the state of the earth, man. You know, and if we're a part of the hey, man, Lord willing, we are, okay. Hey, man, that should frustrate you, man. You know, because hey, if we are, man, we created this, man. And look at it, and look at the condition of what this damn devil done did to it, man.
That's right.
You know? We got our own creation ruling over us, man. Lord willing, we are those men. You know. Hey, man, this damn devil, man, bro, it's so bad, man. You got animal die-offs, man. Bro, the whole earth is out of course, man, like the scripture says in the book of Psalm, man. You know? Everything you can think of, man. That's why you got disease at an all-time high, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Romans chapter 8 and 21, because the creature itself also shall be, I'll start at 20, excuse me. Romans 8 and 20, for the creature, 19, that's the point, Salaki brothers. Romans 8 and 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Okay? It says, for the creature was not made subject to vanity, was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. So we are waiting for all of the wickedness that the self-proclaimed white man has done in the planet with pulling out all the oil out of the earth, GMOs, you know, spiritual pollution, sexual perversion.
Right.
All of these things need to be wiped clean, man. So it says that that's the earnest expectation of the creature, man. And then in verse 22 it says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Woo! So not only all of the, you know, the Israelites, okay, but all of the animals and the plants are waiting for this man to go down.
Right.
Because Esau is destroying the habitat, man, deforestation.
Yeah, bro. That's right.
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, chapter 16, starting at verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Yeah, who can drive those plagues away, man? You know? Nobody, man. You know? The Most High have already said it, man, so it's gonna come to pass, man. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna stop it. Ain't nothing Esau can do to stop it, man. You know?
Yeah, verse 9, it says, the fire go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? And like you said, hey, these plagues are going on, are happening all over the world. I mean, it's not just the coronavirus, there's other different plagues and viruses that are actually is coming about and ramping up, like the bird flu, things like that.
Come.
Right? And these are things that the Most High is bringing about. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Father and Yahweh Shai is the Son. This is coming about by the way of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The Most High is actually bringing forth the wrath that's ramping up to come on the face of the earth. Okay? And like you say, who's the demon or who's the devil that runs the earth that has polluted the whole earth? It's a so-called white man who is Esau Edom. You know?
Hey, if I'm not mistaken, that's going into those missiles, man.
Right.
You know? About that plague, what it says in what, Zechariah? Okay, this is the plague it's gonna, you know, basically come upon them that fight man.
Yeah.
That fought against Jerusalem, man. Your eyes are gonna melt in your skull, man.
Right.
You know? It says that the lightning is cast forth, man. Okay? You're gonna send forth the wrath, the fire is sent forth, casting lightning. Hey, look up those documentaries of those nuclear tests, you know, on those. Look up Atomic Soldiers, man. Right. You know? And listen to what those men said, man. They said when those bombs dropped, man, the cloud went up so high and it was lightning in it, man. You know? And then you can hear thunder and all this just from that bomb, man. Right. You know? Hey, man. That's why I said woe unto Asia and Babylon, man. Okay? All these, hey, man, judgment is coming up on the planet Earth, man.
Right.
You know? And it's soon to come, man. These are, but there's gonna be steps to it, man. We saying this is one of the steps right now, man. These plagues that are coming, man. You know, these people are walking around comfortably right now, man. You know, thinking about what they're gonna eat tonight, what they're gonna do tomorrow. You know, that's
next decade in 2030.
Yeah,
right.
Man. Hey, that's a proud mindset, man.
Right.
To thinking hey, who are you, man? The scriptures tell us, man. Hey, you know, you should say, Lord willing, man. You know, because hey, tomorrow not promised, man. You know.
Yes, sir.
You got something?
This is Isaiah 24:4. It's kind of lengthy. It goes down to 6. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away; the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish."
Right. Who is the haughty of the earth? Self-proclaimed white man.
That's right.
So they're gonna be he, out of all the animals that he's made extinct, he's gonna be made extinct, man.
Right.
After that 1,000 years of captivity that we have him in the kingdom, he's gonna be done away with completely.
Con. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitations thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yep.
You know,
It's the foul, bro. Read that one more time, bro.
it's verse 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitation thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yep. That's why you got, hey, man. That's why you. Esau don't keep none of the laws, man.
Right.
Why the hell you got GMOs on the earth now, man? This man just keeps tilling the ground and tilling, man. You know, not giving the ground rest, man. Enough time to replenish those minerals that it needs in its soil, man. Okay, that it can produce those goodly fruits, man.
Con.
Okay, Esau don't do that, man. You know, everything, like I say, everything is lame. Everything is made weak. Everything is sickly, man.
Right.
You go to this man for to get healed. They call themselves physicians, man. But they're a physician, you know, they're a physician of no value, like the brother said, man. They give you medicines that only, how do they say that, man? They give you that medicine, man, it slipped my mind. Yeah, suppresses your symptoms, man, you know? So now, hey, that nigga making money off of you too from the time you born until the time you die, man. Right. Okay? A physician is supposed to heal you, Salakia, man, you know? But you don't, hey man, like the brother said, it only suppresses your symptoms, man. Okay? Why? So he can keep making money off you, man.
Ton.
While you dying.
Like I say, it's like how they do the American-made cars. You know, that's how they do with their medicine. Cars you can make and you can drive them for 10 or 15, 20 years. Yeah. Now you drive it for 4 or 5 years when you about through paying it off, something's gonna break down. Because you made it where you have to come back to them. That's how they do their medicine. They just fix for to suppress the symptoms for a second, but you probably have to come back to something else. I got this for my back, and I took all this medicine. Now my liver messed up. I gotta go get something else.
Yeah.
Because of that medicine caused your liver to mess up.
Side effects and shit, man. You know? Heavenly Father made medicine of the earth, man. This damn devil, man, hey. This man, hey, that nigga medicine ain't medicine, man. You know?
I got one more. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. You know, just going into, you know, how these viruses are going to just keep ramping up, you know, to the point where there's no, you know, fixing it, and everybody's going to be left scattered. There's going to be no man left.
Yep.
This is Second Ezra. You were at 16 or 15, bro?
16.
Okay,
16.
cool. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 46. And thou, Asia, art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. And, you know, Asia has followed the ways of America, okay, in that it's adopted the westernization, a lot of westernized ideology, okay. Prior to, you know, a few hundred years ago, Asia was doing their own thing, man. You know, but then they started wearing non-traditional clothing, you know, westernized clothing, and then they started taking on the ideologies, like I said, of America. Because America was transitioning into their superpower, man. Okay, into being a superpower.
That's right.
Back in like what, right around the time of Civil War, really before then. I'll say like starting at like the mid 1800s. Excuse me. It says, and thou Asia, verse 47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which they have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Moab's houses being wasted
That's
for
right.
destruction and death. Because who is the largest producer of goods basically in the world? China, man.
Right.
And who buys the most goods? America. So China and China and America, or Moab and Esau, have been trading like crazy, man.
Right.
And they best believe have been benefiting off of the slavery
That's right.
that the self-proclaimed white man had us in.
That's right.
So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth upon all people. Like say, he transgressed by wine, and his desire is, like you say, his desire is as hell and as of death. So everything you see, the food he creates, everything that's happening is pure death. It's killing you slowly. Like these different viruses and different things, different type of germs or whatever you want to call them, like these viruses and things. They take these viruses and they actually create more or ramp them up to it's basically out of control. You know, but that's Esau's do. They get something and say, you know what? I think I can make it better. I think I can do this too. But that's what's happening. He everything he touches is gonna die off or it's gonna be hurt. He never comes and provide and use his hands to bring something to flourish in the earth. You know, well, possible. Anything that flourishes is negative and death.
Well, that's his blessing.
That's his blessing.
That's his blessing.
That's right. That's right. That's why Yahushua said he's gonna bring his sword to basically come and bring the wrath that Esau had brought to the world, and he's gonna crumple his kingdom.
That's right.
Yep.
I got precept. It says, and if, Sirach chapter 14 and 7, it says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And so the self-proclaimed white man says that, oh, I'm giving like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
You know, he give away millions of dollars to quote unquote charity. Okay? But he's doing that really under the guise of charity, but really it's wicked, man.
Right.
Because whatever agenda he's forwarding is not to forward the children of Most High.
That's right.
It's not to be repentant unto his sins. Okay? It's to forward his wicked agenda.
Right.
It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. So even if he does a so-called good act, it's not of him. He didn't come out of like I say from the bottom of his heart to give it up. You know, say a self-proclaimed white man walk up and give us a $20 bill. The Lord made him do that, but he don't get the credit.
Right.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, he's set up to be the wicked. Okay? It says, at the last he will declare his wickedness. So that same man that walk up and give you a $20 bill will say you stole it from him, man, or took it out of his pocket.
Yeah, some shit that Esau do. They need $20. They go right to the police. He
Look,
just took
see,
my money.
look, scan his since my fingerprints are on it.
Yeah, man. Hey, like you say, he don't do it willingly, man. That nigga ain't mean to do it, man. He ain't mean to do good. You know? And they credit to be wicked, man.
That's right.
You know? Granted, but 15, yeah, started
Done. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we're going to go in verse 5. It says, Behold, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, man. Just look around, man. Wickedness has polluted the whole earth, man. Okay? And what does that sound like, man? That sounds like during the time of Noah, man. When the Most High looked down to the earth, what did it say? That every thoughts of man was wicked continually. I'm just roughly paraphrasing, man. You know? So what came after that, man? Judgment, you know?
Con.
And the heaven, hey, that's why the scripture says, man, as in the days of Noah, as in the days of Lot. Just look at this, man. Now your 12-year-old son, he come to you and say, my name ain't Zion, I want to be Zay. Call me sheep. You know, he can decide whether he want to get his ride chopped off at 12 years old, man. Right. You know, they're teaching little kindergartners about sex, man. What the hell, man? What the hell does a child need to know about sex, man?
Right.
Not a damn thing.
Before they even learn about a tree.
That's right.
Or can read, you know, a paragraph.
Watching how to do anal sex, man. The fuck, man.
That's the thing. If you tell them, if it's more about heterosexual sex, little Timmy don't need to know that. But two little boys and two little girls getting together, well, I think they should be educated on. You know what I'm saying? That's complete wickedness.
And Esau is doing that for a reason, man. Okay, he knows it's much easier to program you from a child up so you can be the perfect demon, man. Right. You know. So, hey, man, a child, hey, that's what you learn. You learn. That's the years when you know stuff is programmed in you, man. You know. Yeah, man. So all Esau is doing, man. That's why our children are under attack, man. You know. In these school systems, man. Now you got Marvel talking about Spider-Man gonna be bisexual, man.
I see that.
You know. What the hell, bro? This nigga's messing up everything, bro. Damn, bro, come on.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, man.
Bro, what happened to Mary Jane?
He gay. This nigga done left Mary Jane.
Michael Jordan, MJ.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's sick, man, you know? And people are gonna take their children. Hey, man, just look at these comment boards on some of these articles, man. On some of these videos, man, that's on YouTube about stuff like that, man. You hear those, man, people agree with this shit, man, you know? Because their mind is polluted, you know?
Yeah, this is Proverbs 22:6. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Well, that can also be applied to the left-hand side as well, which is the reason why they impose these perverse ideologies upon these children, obviously because they are young and impressionable, okay? And that's the reason why they're going to grow up to be, that's why you get these 12-year-olds, because they've been pushing this agenda for, when was homosexuality, when was that legalized to marry? Yeah, what was that like? Probably like over
07, 08?
It was probably like close to 12 or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was like
so it's been at least 7 years, you know? Yeah. And so now we're starting to see the fruit of those kids that was in kindergarten and first, second grade. Now they growing up and they becoming. Now you got the LGBTQ movement. Where the hell was that before homosexuality was legalized, man?
Yep. Hey, man, you got women liberty. Hey, giving women liberty, man. Like you got that bitch. What's that? Lizzo. All on the internet, man. Come on, bro. You know, yeah, man, just being a hoe, man.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. You know, and the Heavenly Father is displeased with this place, man.
Right.
You know, but yet still, a lot of people gonna sit there and say, "God bless America," man.
Yep.
Man, hell no, man. The Most High gonna destroy this bitch, man. Pardon my French. You know. Keep going, bro.
Zechariah 1:15, where it said the Lord is displeased with the heathen. Yeah. I mean, that's going to the 2/3 too. I mean, the wickedness that goes on, and it's so easy now. It's so nice, you know what I'm saying? And if you try to bump up or you go against the wickedness that goes on, you try to come against homosexuality, come up against these GMOs, you know, the world shuns you, you know what I'm saying? We get shunned out of here, you know? They don't want nobody to come up against the wickedness that's happening every day and here in America and around the world.
Man,
That's right. That's right.
So man,
they don't want to see Christ.
so imagine if Dwayne Wade said, I want to have two wives. You know what I'm saying? Instead of his son, I accept my son being gay. If he said, I want to have two wives, man, bro, it could be a continual, bro. People would still be talking about that right now. He a piece of shit. You know, he'll be the worst man on earth right now.
But they glorify Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
He had 1,000 wives.
Man.
Not probably maybe 1,000, but y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the dude that founded Playboy.
He had about 1,000 in his life.
Yeah. This is Isaiah 59:15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. which is why eventually they're going to come against the disciples of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because we departed from the ways of this world. It says, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So that's the reason why they call us crazy, man. Okay, because we departed from the evil, and not only have we done that, but we're calling it out. That's the spiritual war that you're seeing play out right now.
Second Ezra 15, verse 7. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
Yep, so Most High, he's not holding his tongue no more, man. That's why we're starting to see these things happen up on the earth, man. Okay? From these faminators, these locusts, man, you know? From the coronavirus, man, and all these other so-called viruses that's popping up, man. You know? Man, the Most High is starting to, hey, man, he's starting to work on this place, man. You know? And he's saving America for last, man, because, hey, it's still quiet over here, man. You know? Ain't nothing just really it ain't happening like it is everywhere else, man. You know? But it's coming, you know? That's why they, like I said earlier, man, that's why the government has issued these we're opening these camps, you know, just in case this comes and that comes, you know, the coronavirus comes up here, we have to quarantine people, you know. And letting you know, bro, straight up, bro, it's coming, bro. Yep. Something about to come, bro.
Yep. They finna house these, Walmart ain't been paying taxes for the land that they had these empty ass Walmarts on for no reason, man. Yep. They gonna use them bad boys.
You know, me and the brother, what the brother mentioned earlier, like the military don't supposed to be active on the homeland, but they finna start setting up these little quarantine sites around the airports and everything. That's gonna be active military that's most likely gonna be around that area. You know what I'm saying? So they bringing this stuff smoothly and quietly and getting everything prepped to go ahead and go into martial law and go ahead to put you in quarantine, put you in these camps, like these FEMA camps. Like the brother mentioned, these Walmarts, there's so many empty Walmarts now. And big old stores or buildings. All these buildings here downtown, there's a lot of vacant buildings. So they getting things ready. And they doing it quietly. But the heathen here in America are at ease.
Yeah, Esau's not putting the full information about this coronavirus out there, man. Why? Because he don't want to cause mass panic, man. You know, people lose their damn mind. They know what's really happening, man. Just like you had, I seen the video, brother had sent me, man, a world store with this Chinese dude was telling, man, hey, what they telling you in the news is not true, man. Okay, it's 1.5 million confirmed cases over there in China, man. And they done already burnt over 50,000 bodies, man. I think the brother Tazamah had said something about you can see that what kind of gas or something, bro? Yeah, man, for burning bodies, man. So they gotta be true, bro. You know?
Hey, but just like how they suppressed the reports on that hurricane that hit Abaco in the Caribbean, right. There was bodies on top of it. We had exclusive access, man, to live and direct reports. Okay, from people that was on the island, man, and seen it. You know, now they had the news crew come and see the aftermath of the oil spill and this and that, but they can't put dead bodies on the news, man. Okay, dude went out there and he actually seen it, man. Right. And he reported it in, so he was letting people know, look, they're underreporting the news, okay, of all of this destruction that went on in that area.
I mean, just think about it. I mean, it's called, like, you got certain news stations like CBS and CNN, Fox News. What is a Fox? A Fox is sly and deceiving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scripture says that ye are forgers of lies and physicians of no value. You know, they want to put these different lies out here to make it seem like, okay, this is just a common cold that people's getting. They're not to worry about it. But really, in all actuality, over there in China, man, you got those Moabites getting jacked up, man. Right. But the thing is, the Lord said that for Moab following after the ways of Babylon, that these certain plagues would come. And it's in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter. It says, "Woe unto thee, O Asia, man." You know, and it tells how a plagues, the sword, the famine, and destruction is going to come upon that place. When you look into that whole locust swarm that's hitting Eastern Africa, hey, that locust swarm it's confirmed reports that it's in China now too. Woo! You see what I'm saying? So the Most High is going to systematically cave everything from the outside in, man. Right. You see what I'm saying? all these different curses that was written in Deuteronomy 28, the 28th chapter, where it talks about how we're gonna have locust plagues, how we're gonna have plagues of boils on our skin, we're gonna have famine, the Lord ain't gonna make it rain, our enemies will be over us. And that's gonna have to hit our enemies, man.
That's right.
It tells you, it's written.
Yep, that's right.
And we're seeing it take place against those Moabites, man. Those damn Moabites, man. You know, they're not the next people that's gonna rule. They don't even know what the fuck's going on.
To be like, okay, that was, you know, and they be acting like they don't know English, man. You Moabites, y'all know English, man. They be, you know, acting all retarded and making it awkward for you to continue the conversation. Y'all know English, man. Y'all smart as hell developing these cars, but you can't speak English, man. They teach your children in kindergarten or, you know, in elementary school English, but they act like they don't speak English, man.
Right.
You know, which shows that they have hatred for you Jakes. But then when you know, another group come in, they write on and talk to them in their language, you know.
Talking shit about you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Back in the middle of 2nd Ezra 15:8, it says, "Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cry up unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually."
Week in and week out. You know, counts everywhere, complaining continually, man. Putting up videos constantly. Sending up prayers and curses, man. Crying out constantly, man. Keep going.
Verse 9, it says, "And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them."
Yep, like that widow, man. That unrighteous judge, that parable, man. You know, it says, surely will the Lord avenge his elect, man. Right. You know, keep going, bro.
"And receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them."
Yep, because the elect are going to be innocent, man. You know? Blameless, man. Keep going, bro.
"Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt."
That's right. What does a shepherd do, man? He protects his sheep, man. You know? You see a wolf coming or something, you know, something in danger and about to kill his sheep. Hey, what is he gonna step in and protect them, man? And that's what the Lord is gonna do for his man. That's what he's gonna do for the elect and the 1/3, man. You know? Keep going, bro.
Verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, as before."
As before, man. So like the brother said, man, about those, hey, look, hey, the rivers of blood, man. Hey, man, all that, man, it's coming back, bro. All that's gonna happen, man. You know? The killing of the firstborn, man, there's gonna be dead bodies everywhere in this place, bro. Those scriptures talk about that, man. How those pestilence, man, famine, that's coming, man. You know? Hey, like the brother had mentioned earlier before we started camp, man. Hey, don't forget about what's happening up north, man, with the wheat and everything, man. You know? That still haven't really just taken on effect. It's just the beginning of the year, man. You know? Wait till later on down in the year, man, and see how much these food prices go up. Okay? The Heavenly Father is about to touch this place, man. You know? Everywhere else is getting that business, but you Americans, man, you wake up every day with not a care in the world, man. Thinking about what you gonna do today and what you gonna eat, man. You know, just don't give a damn about nothing, man. You know? Just live your life carelessly, man.
Right. It says, "And will destroy all the land thereof." And, you know, like I said, he gonna bring smite Egypt with plagues as before, letting you know that this is another Egypt. It's not ancient Egypt. So he's not talking about what he did prior, because he said that's before. So he's saying Egypt has already happened. This is what he's going to do to Sodom and Egypt, which is here in America, your modern day Babylon.
That's right.
Verse 12, it says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be spent with plague and punishment, that Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall bring upon it."
Hey, man, like I said, Exodus, man, that great crying Egypt, it's going to happen again, bro. It's going to happen over here, right here in good old America, man. You know? Yeah, like the brother said, the U.S. of A, man. Right. That whore, hey, man. Yeah, man, that whore, man. You know, she gonna get touched, man. Hey, man, we ain't seen nothing, bro. We ain't seen nothing yet, man. I can't, bro. That's why brothers stay prayed up, man. Right. You know, pray. Hey, man, when you get up, bro, if you got kids or if you just by yourself, man. If you just, just got yourself, man, and your woman, man, pray, man. Before you leave, man, bro, anoint yourself, man. You know, cause we going out to this world, man, Hey man, bro, you touch your face about 3,000 times a day, man. You know, so imagine that, man. It's bro, the Most High can take you out, man. He gonna take these people out with diseases, man. You know, so we gotta stay with that covering, man. Stay prayed up, bro. That the Most High keep you safe, man. Keep the brothers safe and they kids and they women, man. You know. But like I say, man, hey, it don't matter how much you sit there. Yeah, you got a damn note saying every time you got car, put some gloves on and spray and put some hand sanitizer on. Man, it can be that. Most I can make you forget. You know, she done touched your face, man. Yeah, exactly, bro. Man, hey, man, the Most I can get you, man. You know.
What was that? 2 Corinthians 16, he said he gonna bring plagues and who shall drive them away. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that covering of the Habashim Shot for him to keep those plagues from coming onto you. If you don't have that, then you just a poor soul that's vulnerable. You know?
You're not with your kids every day, man. When your kids are at school, man, I know my son at daycare, man. You know, around a whole bunch of kids, man. Yeah. Hey, man. I pray over your kids, man. I'm telling you, bro, pray over your kids, man. Hell yeah, you know, sit up a prayer, man. You don't, hey, anything can happen, man. You know? That's right.
And the scripture says that the issues of death belong to the decision you good, man.
Done.
You know? Hey, when you mark for exemption, Lord willing me those men, man, we're gonna be good in that day. You know, that's why, like the brother's going into, it's important to fast, it's important to pray. You know, it's important to fear and dread Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Like the fear of the Lord is very, very important, man. It's not just, you know, saying what the fear of the Lord is, or you know, we know the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but do you actually fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Do you tremble at His word, man? You know what I'm saying? Do you fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai as if a woman fears and reverences her husband? Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna step out on the Lord by doing some bullshit that you should be doing? You know, because at the end of the day, we're in His hand, man. The scripture says that vengeance belongs unto Him, and life and death is in His hand. When we paraphrase it, there's none that can take out of His hand. You see what I'm saying? So to have that healthy fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is very, very important.
Right.
You know, to make sure that every action we make, every step that we take, every thought that we take, you know, we take every thought captive, man. We consider. That's what it's about, man. It's about considering our ways, as the scripture says, man. If we consider our ways according to what the scripture say, man, we don't got nothing to worry about. You know, it's having that bold confidence, if you will. But you would have that bold confidence if you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's when you would have that wavering feeling. You see what I'm saying? It's not, and this is the difference. It's not being proud. And it's not being proud. It's the difference between being proud and being confident. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a line between them. You know? You gotta show
What you were saying, consider your ways. You know, you have that fear. You know, that if we're not perfect, so if you find yourself going off, you're gonna consider like, look what I'm doing, and you will repent.
Right.
But you have these 2/3. They'll go off, and they're just gonna keep going. If you keep going off course, you're gonna end up in that fire or that water. You know what I'm saying? So, like it goes in the 2nd Esdras 7. You know, we got that narrow straight gate you gotta go. To one side is fire and on the other side is water. If you find yourself veering off, you gotta get back in the road and keep going straight. Because if you don't, you're gonna find yourself too far off, and you're gonna be done with it.
You got something?
Back in 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 13. I'll read back 12 again. Verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment of Yahweh shall bring upon it. That they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail in a fearful constellation.
Yeah, man. These farmers, man, look at them farmers, bro. The brother from LA, man, I think his name is Michael Allen, man. He did a video last year, man. You know, bro, about these farmers, man. They got an actual hotline that these farmers call, man, where they so down depressed, man. You know, like a suicide hotline, man. You know, they trying to get it. You know, they through, man. You know, the Most High is, those blasting the hell, that snow and that rain, man. man, it's destroying their livelihood, man. Okay, they can't make no money, man. You know, 25% of that's all you get when you usually get around 80% of your crops, man. You losing, bro. They mourn it, man. You know, and soon to come, the rest of these Americans are gonna mourn as well, man.
That's right.
You know,
It's like the company. This is their business. It's their company. So you know, it's just like the company you work for here for Esau. If they business does that bad and they end up getting 25 of their business done, if they try to do any transaction or anything and they're not 80% like they usually do, what's gonna happen? They're gonna start laying off. They're gonna probably close their doors. You never know. That's what happened to these farmers. These farmers are hurt. Since that happened last year when all that rain and different droughts and just decimated the crops. Tariffs. Yeah, they are hurt. They don't know what to do. They basically now they can't feed their families. You know what I'm saying? They can't pay on their bills because they don't got no trade for their crops going on. So what's happening? They're losing. And like the brother said, they got hotlines set up for them because you know I know Esau definitely when he's going down and doing bad, he quick to go do himself and take out his kids and wife and everything.
yeah, go ahead, man.
2nd Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein."
Yep. Hey, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. You know, like brothers is pulling out in the scriptures, man. Hey, the time that's coming, man. It's gonna be, hey, like it says in Daniel, man. The time like never before, man. It's gonna be mass death and bodies everywhere, man. Right. People being dying of famine, man. People being, hey, bro, it's so much we can just, you can say about it, man. You know, the Heavenly Father, man. Hey, man, like the brother said, you should fear him, man. Hey, he was terrible in his doings, man. You know.
Right.
And it's the reason why he's known as it's the reason why he's known as Al-Shadia, man. That's why when the God Almighty or the Almighty God, man, hey, the heathen knew him by Al-Shadia, all right, before the destruction of Egypt, man, and that's when Yahweh's name was made famous, man. You see, so Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shah, his name will be referenced on the planet Earth, man. All right, because it's going to be so bad out here that people are going to have to understand and know that it's as they will say, God is doing this. So they're going to know like, oh, the Lord is doing this. You see what I'm saying? They're going to know like, oh man, the Lord is doing this. Where them guys that was on the street corners preaching? You know, but hey, when that famine hit, man, it's going to be a famine of the word too. So the answers that you're going to be looking for, man, hey, the prophets, man, we ain't finna be out here too much longer, man.
That's right.
You know, and when that takes place, when the Lord cuts us off from even being out here in the highways and byways, that's when his hand is going to do this,
Yep.
And his hand ain't going to be out there no more, man. See? And everybody's going to be left to their own devices, man. You're going to have to figure out, you're going to have to find your own way, but the elect are going to know what to do.
That's right.
You know? You got it, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking for a specific part, but I'll read this in Lamentations chapter 2 and 21. Actually, yeah, Lamentations 2 and 21. It says, "The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied." So the Lord is painting a picture, man, through Jeremiah, showing that he's not going to spare, like the scriptures say in Isaiah chapter 9, old people, young people, okay? They're going to be lying down in the streets, just like during the time of Babylon, right before, Babylon, original Babylon, okay? The ancient Babylon, with Nebuchadnezzar, it's going to be worse, man. Like Daniel 12 and 1 talks about, it's going to be even worse. But just like how they were lying in the city, dead and killed, well, the Lord's going to bring pestilence, because during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, I mean, they infiltrated the city and they killed him by a sword. But I was looking for the scripture where it says, "Better is he is slain by the
That's
sword.
Lamentations, the 4th chapter.
Okay, I'm tripping. Yeah, Lamentations 4 and 9, it says, better they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken for want of fruits of the field. So people are gonna be people are gonna be having them hunger pains, man, and their stomach is gonna eat itself, man, and they're going the body is gonna devour them from the inside out.
Right.
Okay.
Man, they're gonna be reduced to eating. Hey man, like the brother said, man, once Walmart is cleared out all that food, hey man, people gonna all that cat food, niggas that open the last can of cat food, man. You know. Hey bro, they gonna start. What you think they gonna do, man? They gonna start eating people, man. Hey, cannibalism is gonna come back, man. It says that in the scriptures, man. What 2 King? That's gonna happen again. You know, that's gonna happen again, man.
Because the parasites that's in these people's bodies is gonna bug them out to make them think they hungry. And really, the parasites in them is hungry.
Yep.
They're gonna, be making their brain think, oh, I need to eat. But your last meal was 16 hours ago. Yeah, it's a little while, but shit. You gonna eat a nigga arm because you can't go half a day without food?
Now this is a precept of 2 Kings 6, as the scripture says, the things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. So, we go into this history, we go into certain accounts that happened in the past to make our minds ready of what to do and how not to act. Right? Because you got good examples and you got bad examples. You got examples of what righteous men did in certain scenarios and situations to prove their faith. And you got examples of what wicked men did that angered the Lord, right? So this is 2 Kings chapter 6, verse, we'll start at verse 24. It says, and it came to pass after this, that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. All right, now this is a question for brothers on the other side. When it says he besieged Samaria, which kingdom is it talking about?
Northern Kingdom.
Exactly. It says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. And 80 pieces of silver is 80 pieces of silver. So an ass's head, something that's insignificant, was sold for 80 pieces of silver, man. And 80 pieces of silver in the ancient world was a lot of money, man. That can get you a lot of land.
That's a lot now.
Yeah, that's a lot now. But back then, like real silver, that can get you a certain portion of land for 60 pieces of silver. Right? It says in the 4th part, it says, let me read that again. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, in the 4th part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. They was eating dove doo-doo for 5 pieces of silver. That was like, just imagine. Just imagine that's the last thing that you got to eat. So just imagine it being here in America.
It's
$500.
$500,
and you over here, you see some. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just being serious. You got like some dog crap on the ground. Yep. And people are out there selling dog food just to put something in their stomach, man. It's gonna get that severe, man. People, man, hey, don't underestimate the power of the Lord, man.
That's right.
Just because you got your pleasure to eat McDonald's and Chipotle every single day and get your coffee every morning, the Lord's gonna cut everything off, man. He's gonna cut everything off. Whereas his men is gonna be able to eat in that day, man. Hey, the scripture says that more are gonna die from a famine than the sword in that day. Most of the people gonna die from either not eating or by disease.
Yeah.
And when there's hundreds of thousands of dead bodies laying on the ground, it's gonna bring forth more diseases. It's gonna bring forth animals, wild beasts, Continuing on, it says 26. You can break it down, but now verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Pretty much like, man, look, if the Lord ain't help you, how the fuck am I gonna help you?
He was estranged too, shit.
Yeah.
Who is down, bro?
You like, damn, if the Lord ain't gonna help you, how am I gonna help you?
Yeah.
Right? It says, out of the barn floor, or out of the wine press. Pretty much with food and drink, well, you know, wine and food, right?
Yeah, because there wasn't none left.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like out of the empty ass cistern that we got.
Yeah,
like,
out of the wine press ain't no wine. It's
Yeah.
all dried out. Out of the barn, out of the storehouse, ain't nothing in there, man.
Yeah.
You know, because we got to think when an army besiege a city, man, they pretty much what a besiegement is that you got a military that's around the city, and they block transportation and trade from going in and out. So you literally relying on your resources, and the last of your resources, once that runs out, you begin to die off from the inside out. And then once they see you getting weak from the inside, then that's when they push through. That's what happened in Jerusalem in 70 AD. They pretty much cut everything off. Whereas what? They ain't had no food, they ain't had no water. You know, you had people submitting, you know, and surrendering if you could. And then what they do, they jump. Said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Hey, so she ate her own son, man. You know, that's what. Hey, it's gonna happen again, man. So you and Quenisha that you cool with, you know, your homegirl, your ace coon boon that you've been known since high school. You know, she was girl. Let's go eat little Tavon. We eat little Darnell tomorrow. Tyreek. Yeah, little Tyreek. little Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do it, man. You be surprised, man. Especially these people, man. You be surprised what you do when you're hungry. You know. Your own, like the scripture say, man, hey, they gonna be fighting against one against another. Friends gonna be fighting like enemies, man. You know, and those storehouses, those full storehouses be found empty, man. It says in the second entrance, man. You know. Hey, bro,
No, you got it.
I must say, it's gonna be all out hell, man. You know, people are gonna be eating, bro, just trying to eat anything just to put something in their mouth, man. You know, these people can't go, man. They can't wake up in the morning, drink some water, and go all day. You know what I'm saying? Go into lunch, man, without yeah, exactly. Get some hot chips or something out the vending machine, man. You know,
that's how Esau got to set up, man. You got to set up whereas at any given time, any given moment, you can just continue to consume, and you can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. You know, you can get anything you want. You want, like the brother said, some damn hot chips. You know, some damn airheads. You know, you just eat any damn thing you want nowadays, man. But when the Most High cuts it down, like Mike Allen say, man, he gonna give you that natural six pack, man.
right.
You know, you're trying to lose weight in that day, man. The Most High make it easy, make it so fast. You know, you had a point you want to make?
Well, just like the food, it has so many. Some of this food got chemicals in it that make you addicted to these particular foods, like MSG, different things like that.
Trans fat.
Yeah, these things can be just as bad as crack. You know, that's why people like, oh, it's been 2 or 3 hours and you got to work. Somebody like, oh, I'm hungry, man. I ain't ate nothing. I gotta eat something. You have to. The thing is, your body, these different parasites and these different chemicals they have in these foods, it makes your body strive or starve for these different foods within a matter of a few hours, like crack.
Yeah, like the trans fat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, if you look at, for example, we'll get back to the scriptures. If you look at like Pringles, or you look at Lay's potato chips, Doritos, all these certain foods that I'm naming, Cheetos, all these different foods that I'm naming are very, very, very high in trans fat and saturated fats. And when you look at trans fat and saturated fats, that's that urge for when you eat one, it makes you keep eating more chips. Chips have a lot of trans fat in it, so it makes you naturally want to get some more, and it makes you addicted to it.
Or lazy, you just can't eat one.
You just can't eat one.
clinically proven.
Yeah, clinically proven that you just can't eat one. You know what I'm saying? But verse 20, 29, and just you got to see this in your mind's eye, right? So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. You know, and that's the main point. You know, but the main point is, what the brother's going into is that, hey man, at that time you had cannibalism taking place, man. You know, and cannibalism is going to come back here in a major way. You know, it's going to come back here in a major way. You're going to have people riding around in these streets. You know, you're going to have people riding around these streets in trucks, you know, pretty much bounty hunters looking for people, just stray people walking down the streets. They gonna take them, they gonna knock them out, and they gonna take them back to their spot. And you may wake up with your damn arm cut off, man. They over there munching on your arm or your leg, man.
Right.
That stuff it's going to happen. It's not made. No, that stuff will happen, man. Just whole companies of cannibals, man, chasing you down and eating you, man. That's gonna be the Lord's anger on your ass, man.
Psychopaths and all kind of fucking weirdos, man. You know, Esau is strange, bro.
Right.
Esau got, man, we got all the movies out there and shit, man. Bro, that's people out there like that, bro. You know, I did
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter, man. You know,
Silence of the Lambs.
yeah, man.
Mad
Hey,
Max.
bro, it's gonna be all, man. Especially these women, man. If you were diamond that day, you ain't gonna want to be. You know, shit. Hey, bro, you gonna be getting passed around.
Maybe try to take them breast implants out. Too
Yeah.
late. Can't take the mad shots out.
Yeah, man, but like the brother had read, man, in 2 Kings, man, she boiled her own son, bro. She boiled him, bro.
That's in the curses too.
Yeah.
Right.
Eat her
It's in the
own
curses.
flesh. Yeah.
It says that would happen, that would eat their own children.
Boiled her, probably, oh, man. Just in there. Slap. Go ahead.
If I can add real quick though, and Esau knows too, man, and he puts it out there on a subliminal level. You know, like through the cartoons. You know, when they hungry, they'll look at the little pot and see a pizza or a hamburger or a hot dog or something. And then, as a matter of fact, it's the episode of Martin when they got snowed into the apartment, which proved that these people gonna go down fast, man. They got snowed into the apartment, and they start looking at each other. You know, like look. I think Tommy looked at Pam like this big old rump. Look at that big old rump roast, and you know what I'm saying. And Martin was like, no, I don't touch the swine, and you know. But it's like they went down. They start getting like antsy and real like hungry like real fast, man. So these people are gonna break down like that real fast, man, and it's gonna take them out. You know, they gonna start falling off real fast, man.
This is
This is Leviticus 26 and 29. It says, and ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. It says, and I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. So the Most High showed an illustration that he was really willing to do that that brother just read it in Kings, man. And that's gonna happen again in these times.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, start at verse 2. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are feared, and those that look out of the windows are be darkened. Verse 4, the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all of the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, everything cut off, man. All these jobs and shit, man, ain't none of that gonna be going down, bro. You know? And what did it say? The strong man gonna tremble, man. So that nigga that's all up in LA Fitness, bench pressing 300 pounds, ain't gonna be nothing that day, man. He ain't gonna know what the hell to do, bro. He gonna be like a woman, you know? Yeah, man. Like it says in Amos, man, the Most High gonna take the flight from the swift, okay? All that, bro. These Usain Bolt, I'm on, all right. Yeah, Most High gonna make your ass have a sprained ankle. Then where you gonna go?
Yep.
You know, lion gonna eat your ass up, bro. It's gonna be bad out here, man. You know, that's why it's important to keep coming out and doing what you're doing, man. You know, hey, man, it's trying to stay in the spirit, man. If you don't, man, hey, you don't want to go back into that world, man. Because hey, you go back into that world, you gonna get a worse punishment than these people. You know, because you knew better.
That's right.
You actually see the grinding ceasing because what they call it, the retail apocalypse.
Kind.
These stores are still constantly closing. You gotta, yeah, malls and all that. You gotta think these places that are closing down, they got employees. So these people don't have jobs anymore. And the more people that's losing their jobs, looking for jobs, you're gonna have more competition trying to get one particular job. You have 1,000 people trying to get one job. So the grinding is ceasing here, but Jake, the 2/3 and just these bonehead Americans and in general, they look straight ahead. If it ain't happening right in front of them, they don't know what's going on. You know, so this is going to get to a point where it's going to be where so many jobs and when these food stamps and all that, when all this stop and be cut off, it's going to be turmoil here. Yeah, it's going to be turmoil.
Right, and what they're saying is correct, man. The Most High got a terrible thing coming to America. You know, I had a package coming from China, and it ain't coming. And then I looked up the track, I'm like, dang, my package ain't coming. They said since February the 10th, you're not receiving no packages from China. So think about what kind of impact that's going to make on the world's economy, you know, not being able to receive from China, man. Everything we have pretty much come from China. Can we get
Yeah. It's Ezekiel chapter 25 and 12. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh your power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them."
fine? And Edom has definitely done that, man. Right. You know, put the Lord's people into slavery, changed the identity of them. You know, at least when we were in the first Egypt, we knew who we were. You know, we knew who our power was. We may have been rebellious, and we were, but at least we knew we were the Israelites. And over here in America, in this Egypt, under Esau, Edom, we didn't even know who we were, man. It took the Holy Spirit coming down here for us to figure out who we were as a people, man. Right? And that the Heavenly Father has anointed our nation, you know, and has given an elect amongst our people, man. You know?
Yeah, because I was going to get that real quick in 2 Thessalonians. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." So what is that going into? The falling away was us discontinuing from our heritage happened, man. Okay, and really, we as a nation, I'll say Judah was the last tribe to really kind of fall off of the understanding of who they were, because they kept the laws and the customs all the way up until 70 AD. But I'll say beginning with, the siege of Samaria, when the northern kingdom was taken over, and they had to go to various parts of the earth. A lot of northern tribes came to America around that time. But that falling away really fully happened to all the Israelites after 70 AD, and really fully here in America, because that was when we had all the little tiny manners of customs that we had left. You know, right before Esau came to gather us up and bring us over here, he beat that out of us and taught us English and his history. And so now we're coming into that understanding now, because that man of sin is being revealed, like the brother was going into about how we basically lost our heritage, man. That's it on that. I know Ezekiel. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 25 and 13. "Therefore thus saith Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword."
Right, man. All the people that trade with this place, man, with the Edomites, the Heavenly Father's gonna cut all this stuff off, man. He's gonna stop all of the trading that's going on. He's going to stop all of the shipments that's coming in this place, and it's going to be very scarce on goods. You know, and people are gonna be very afraid, man. You know, and be without. Therefore, leading to pestilence and famine. You know, with the sickness that's going on. Hey, Lord willing, this coronavirus jump up so that hey man, it'll be a fearful thing to just go outside, go to the store. You know, shit, man, it's that bad. You know, it can get that bad.
Yeah, it says, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshua.
Hey, the Heavenly Father gonna put a hell of a spirit on his elect, man, to get down and dirty with this so-called white man. And maybe even some of the 2/3 will be, you know, rising up. But I mean, of course, they probably be put to death. But hey, ultimately, people are gonna be fed up with what's going on in the society, man. They're gonna realize, man, we've been duped. You know, all of this trend, man. He's putting it out there, obvious, man. Why the so-called white athletes don't have a son that's coming out as I want to be a woman or I want to be female? You know, why the so-called Asian athletes or you know, other nations, Africans, why they don't have, man, they keep pushing that on Jake, man. And it's obvious that the Heavenly Father has the spirit on the so-called white man to constantly pick at Jake, you know, and that's what he's doing, man.
Like I say, even like the actor, Charlize Theron, she got Jake and Jake's son she adopted and putting dresses on. You know, that's right. Right. But like I said, why she couldn't get an Edomite baby and do it?
Right.
You know?
Right. They want Jake to continue to be sleep, man, and to be stupid, man, and continue to sin against the Heavenly Father. You know? Okay, we got it.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
This woe is destruction, man. Destruction to the world and to them, everybody that's in it. Continue.
Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Hey, people coming against one another, man. Different nations fighting, man. It ain't gonna be that we're all one. Love. Jesus Christ theory or whatever that is, man. The so-called white man's God. You know, Jesus Christ, man. That's gonna be out the door, man. Love and holding hands and walking down the street, Martin Luther King feelings and all that. Hey, that's gonna be out the door, man. It's gonna be swords in our hands. Everybody gonna want to know the truth, cause they're gonna be calling upon Jesus, and he ain't gonna answer, man. You know.
If I may add, that's those race wars spoken of in Matthew, the 24th chapter, man, in verse 7. You know, it's coming, man. These people are gonna, ain't gonna be no more love. You know, right now the society is pushing all that love vibration. Ain't gonna be no love in that day, man. Everybody gonna be trying to get it how they live, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because even the so-called white man gonna realize he been lied to, and all the nations, man, that they've been duped. Like, man, this is a bunch of bullshit, man. You know. Continue.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Hey, man, they're gonna be all out here, one for self, man. You know, it's all about me and mine. I ain't worried about nobody else. You know.
This is Proverbs chapter 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. The seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So, go ahead.
Yeah, man, though hand join in hand, man. Our people constantly they don't want to hear the truth, and it's the truth. They don't want to hear it. You know,
we preaching love too.
Hey, this is pure love, man. You know, it's the same type of love when you make a mistake, your parents chasten you, man. You know, that's the same. That's the pure love, man. If you make mistakes and your parents hugging on you, kissing on you, that ain't gonna make you want to not do the mistake again. That's gonna make you want to do it again. Maybe I get some more attention, you know. But you do it to a parent that really loves you, he gonna give you some attention, you know. and you gonna be in alert.
Yeah. No, I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. That's why you see a lot of privileged children. They grow up to be little demons because they don't know what it's like to be that person. And then they think that life is just like that. They gonna have to find out the hard way, man. And these people are spiritual children, man. In a form of being disobedient. You know, thinking that things gonna come to them, or things that are always gonna be okay, just because that's what they're used to, and that's not the case. You know. That's it on the verse. I got
Kind of just to follow up what the brother just brought out. This is Isaiah 13 in chapter 13 and verse 15. And it reads, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Hey, that's just going to you, you 2/3 Jake that want to be all in love with the white, so-called white man who is the biblical Edomites. You know what I'm saying? You want to love them and try to protect them. Ain't no protection for them, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to fall by the sword, like the brother just brought out that hand joined in the hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all that want to get along with the so-called white man who is your biblical enemy, you know, you're going to fall by the sword, man.
Hey, and they push that ideology too with the hand join the hand thing. Like I remember a couple years ago, I went back home to visit my family, and you know how when you were in elementary school, they kind of like give you your homework in the binder. Well, that's how they did it with me, and that's how they do it with them. But on the front, they had a world, and then they had all different races, you know, Gooks and Hamites and Edomites and Israelites all holding hands. Like where did they get that? Where did they get that agenda from? You know, this we are the world spirit is going to be crushed very soon. Anybody that thinks that we can all get along doesn't know the scriptures.
Right.
That's right, man. Because hey, man, lo and be told, man, the men of the Lord, the people that actually know what's going on, are right here, preaching the truth, man, telling you what's going to happen, man. You know, they're prophesying about the mark of the beast. They're prophesying about pestilence. They're prophesying about the wars that's coming. They're prophesying about the leaders that's going to fail America. Look at Donald Trump. You know, he passing laws, making executive orders that's going against the wave of the rest of his party or the rest of the leaders that's up under him. You know, just doing things, man. You know, and if he get another term, if he win another election, it's going to be even worse, man.
If I can add to what the brother Anad just said, man, that we are the world spirit is through, man. You know, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did that crap out of contractual obligation to these devils, man. Trust that,
right.
Because if you pay attention to his career, he started going the other way.
Right.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. That was to them devils, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he started going the other way, man. So and what happened? What ultimately ended up happening to him? He got put to death, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that we are the world spirit. That's not. They know, man. He knew. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to add that, bro.
That's true.
And then when he tried to preach, they offed his ass.
I saw a video where Michael Jackson was talking about. He was talking about them trying to depopulate the world, and talking about. I want to say he was talking about chemtrails and genetically modified food. So he was aware, but it was too late, man. Esau had already used them up.
All right, this is Jeremiah 15:1. Then I said then Yahweh said unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And that's what we've seen. Our people have been wandering around like a sheep without a shepherd. And Esau, the ravenous wolf that he is, found a sheep, and he just having a heyday with Jacob, having his way. Because our people have forgotten their shepherd, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Right.
Verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt say to them, thus saith Yahweh, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. And so these people are going to soon be questioning, you know, what are we going to do? Oh, God, help us. We're so lost. We don't know what to do. This economy's broken down that we've trusted in. And then they're going to seek for a prophet of the Lord. And if they find one, they're going to be relayed the message, man. Hey, look, the Most High, He wants you dead, man. So the people that have been delegated for the famine or for the pestilence or for be shot down or the nuclear missiles, those people are going to be set aside for that, man. Right? Because y'all, when the time was allotted, did not want to get right. Now is the time if you were wondering. Okay? It's been time, man.
I got a piece of this. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 12. Art thou not from everlasting, O Yahweh my power, mine holy one? We shall not die. O Yahweh, thou hast ordained them for judgment. And O mighty power, thou hast established them for correction. So there's a specific group of people, starting with the Edomites and 2/3 of our people. And anybody who the Lord already has slated and established for correction and judgment, man, they're not going to escape that judgment. You know, it tells you, I want to say it's in Ezekiel the 14th chapter, there's the 4 sword judgments that the Lord brings forth. You got the sword to slay, you got the famine, you got the teeth of wild beasts. And I want to say
that's what I'm reading right now.
You said Ezekiel 14?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeremiah 15 is the next verse.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
If that's the case, because I think there's a precept in Ezekiel 14 about the 4 sword judgments of the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for it, but go ahead.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah 15 and 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. So all of these different spirits that have been created for judgment are going to be implemented upon this place, man. The Lord is very creative when it comes to ways to destroy, just like how He's creative with the way that He made the earth. Well, a lot of people are going to be destroyed in an artistic fashion, man.
Hey, he delivered the children of Israel from Egypt so that He can be known as a terrible power, man. You know, and it was a very terrible thing that He did to the children of Israel, man.
Ezekiel 14 and 12. The word of Yahweh came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, right? And we know, the scripture says that the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. And this is the land that sins against the Heavenly Father perpetually and continually, man. With no kind of fear, of repercussions. They just do as the motto is, you know, you do as you will here in America, right? It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof. You can break it down, love it. And will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Though these 3 men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord Yahweh.
And Most High always look out for his holy elect, man. He always look out for the men of the Lord, you know. Even when it doesn't look like He looked out for the men of the Lord, because upon popular belief, I guess I'm saying contrary to popular belief, John the Baptist was a man of the Lord, although he was put to death. But the Most High was looking out for him, man. The Most High did save John the Baptist, man. You know, everybody else that passed away, they died in vain, man. But John the Baptist died with a purpose, man. You know?
John the Baptist, I mean, I don't want to, veer too off topic, but to add on to the brother's point, you know what I'm saying? John the Baptist was established by Yahweh Shai. So how was he not a follower of the Lord when Yahweh Shai established him? The scripture talks about how you have Moses, who was a servant in the house of the Lord, but who was the one that, but the man that built the house had more honor than the house, man. And who was the one that built the house, man? Yahweh Shai, man. So through the doctrine, or not doctrine, but through the instruction of Yahweh, man. The elect was given to Yahweh Shai. John the Baptist is one of the elect, man. Yahweh Shai said himself that there was no greater prophet to walk the planet than John the Baptist.
That's like, well, they basically saying Elijah the prophet wasn't a man.
Elijah the prophet was just a regular dude. Well, there's some people that claim that Yahweh Shai was just a regular man. But I mean, if that's what people want to believe, hey, it is what it is. This is verse 15. Ezekiel 14 and 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beasts. Though these 3 men were in it, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate.
Hey, those men of the Lord was Noah, Job, and Noah, Job,
and Daniel.
And Daniel were saved, even during the time of despair, man. Even during times of famine and pestilence, they were delivered, man. Right. Pestilence and famine didn't reach them. They came out. They came out victorious. The Most High protected them, man. The scripture said that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. They were covered, man. But the rest of the people, they suffered and they died. And they took part of those plagues. But the men of the Lord that the Heavenly Father ordained to protect in those days, they didn't take part of those plagues, man. They were okay.
Verse 17. Or if I bring a sword upon the land, so you had the famine, you got the teeth of wild beasts. Now we got the sword. It says, if I bring a sword upon that land and say, sword, go through the land. Now we know that the scripture says, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So as it tells you in Isaiah the 10th chapter, how the Heavenly Father is the one that's going to control the hewer or the axe. He's going to bring forth the sword, which is martial law, the missiles, as well as Esau, man. So it says, if I bring a sword upon that land and say, sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it, though these 3 men were in it, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves. Verse 19. Or if I send a pestilence into that land, and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, they shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. But thus saith the Lord Yahweh, how much more when I send my 4 sword judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from a man and beast. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings. And ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it. And they shall comfort you when ye see their ways and their doings. And ye shall know that I have not done without a cause all that I have done in it, saith the Lord Yahweh. So the Heavenly Father is going to do what he's destined to do, and it's going to be for a cause, man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And what's the cause for it? The cause for it is the wickedness that goes on over here. The complete disrespect and disobedience that they exude to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So what's he going to send forth? He's going to send forth the sword to slay, the famine, the pestilence, and the teeth of wild beasts, man. That's how the Lord sends forth his 4 sword judgments, man. And it's going to happen here in Babylon the Great in very, very gruesome fashion.
That's right.
You see blood flowing through the streets. you know, lots of dead bodies, man. You know, Jeremiah, the 16th chapter goes into that, man. Jeremiah, the whole 16th chapter is a very fearful chapter to read, man. It should put more fear in you whenever you look at that chapter. You know? But I just want to grab that for you real quick because, you know, we're going into, you know, the different judgments when the brother brought the precepts of Jeremiah books. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. How about Shem Yahushai do all these things?
Hey, the Most High do all those things, man. He formed the light, he create darkness. So he create the lights and darkness. He create good and evil. You know,
Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Hey, you make peace and create evil, man. You know when you're at peace and you just feel good, man. And you know when things just not going your way and it's just horrible and you just don't know if you're going left or right. The Lord do all those things, man. And hey, and even down to the point of evil apparitions and darkness and things that you can't explain, you know, demons jumping on people. The Most High did that, man. You think Esau can create these movies with Alien versus Predator, Alien, you know, Jason and all these terrible kind of horrifying movies? You think the Heavenly Father can't top that? You think the Heavenly Father can't top a talking dog? You know, that just creep me out if the dog start walking around and talking and shit. But the Heavenly Father can do way worse than that, man. You know? Man, I've experienced, you know, seeing feeling the dark presence and seeing somebody being possessed, you know. I've experienced that, and that's something that I don't ever want to experience again. You know, that's very terrifying, man. Super terrifying. And I was watching a video of the apostle, I believe it was Apostle Ramna going into Egypt, and how dark it was in Egypt that you couldn't even see your fingers in front of your face, man. Can you imagine it being so dark that you can feel the darkness? You know, that's terrifying, man. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon and it's pitch black. It's just dark. And you don't know, like, why the hell is it dark? That's what Egypt experienced, man. But guess what? The children of Israel had light.
That's right.
You know? Yeah, it's a little more.
Yes, can I add to that? You know, because in that verse it said he created evil. And in Proverbs 16 and 4, it says he created the wicked for the day of evil, man. We know, pursuing to Malachi 1 and 4, the wicked is the self-proclaimed so-called white man, man. You know, he's the wicked, so he created them for the day of evil, which what is that day? Jacob's trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? Jacob's trouble is upon us, so that day of evil is upon you 2/3, man. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the Most High must got some super plan, man, to turn the so-called white man's heart against the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to where he want to come after us. You know what I mean? Like, really, like, he going to have a hatred that he ain't have in slavery. It's going to be worse than that. And, you know, he came after us hard in slavery when we were in bondage, when we were in hardcore bondage here in America, because we're still in slavery. But the so-called white man really was wreaking havoc on the children of Israel, who is Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not the people over there in Israel today, because those are imposters, man. But the Most High is going to put a spirit on them. It's going to be something that's going to transpire for them to say, these are the people that's the problem. I don't know what it's going to be, but the Heavenly Father does. And he's going to make it come about, man. These are the people that's the problem. We got to come after these people. If they don't want to take this chip, kill them. If they don't want to do this, kill them. If they don't want to come to work and and not say nothing, if they want to talk and kill them. Put them to death. You know, give them a poisonous drink. Give them poisonous food. The so-called white man got a lot planned. The Heavenly Father got a lot planned for 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man.
Right. This is Sirach 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury do lay on sore strokes. in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And that is what these people are to expect that don't turn unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is something that they've never experienced before. How do you expect something that's never happened to you? We can only be told about it, but when it actually happens to these people, they're gonna, that's what like the scripture said, then shall they know that the Lord has spoken and done these things and this and that. Is when stuff that has never happened before happens, just like how we say it does, for the reason that we say, that's when it's gonna click to these people, man. But we're telling you right now that the Lord created, like the brother said, you know, seeing these people possessed by demons and all of that, that's not an everyday thing. Now we know people have demons on them, but like actually like the demon talking and not the person, right? Like that, you know, these spirits, man, they're gonna be bugging these people out. You know, apparitions and all that. Scripture talking about that in Wisdom of Solomon.
Okay.
You know,
11.
If y'all was on remember a video, man, of Jake in Jamaica, man. Like it was all on, I guess, like in the local news down there, how he had a ghost following him everywhere, bro. And shit, everywhere the camera was on him, bro. He was just standing by the wall, and the mama asked him, "Where is it now?" And he said, "It's right here." Next thing you know, it grabbed that nigga leg. That nigga was sideways in the air. They was just pulling him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, bro. I remember that, man. So, hey, man, like the brother was going into, man, the Heavenly Father, man, I think what it Wisdom of Solomon,
Right.
about those apparitions, man, those strange apparitions.
I'm holding that right now.
Yeah, man, those teeth of wild beasts, man. Listen, man, we only seen few of the Heavenly Father's work, man. You know, all that stuff on National Geographic, that's just only a few, man.
Right.
So wait till the Most High, the lights go out, and the Most High open up these beasts that ain't never been seen before, and let them come out and do their judgment, man.
Right.
You know?
A lot of them don't come out because of the sun, man.
Okay.
When the sun stop coming up every day, that gives them more time to creep up from the ocean, to come up. Like the sun probably blocking them. I mean, it's the Most High's will that they don't come up, but darkness is gonna bring out so many different types of manner of beasts and creeping things, man. Man, I went up under a house one time and I was, helping my stepdad with the plumbing, but I was up under the house, man, holding the light. And man, I couldn't help but to shine the light around, man. I saw transparent crickets with extra long legs and shit, man. I was like, man, what the hell am I? I mean, I was kind of freaking out. I had to stop thinking about it, man. You know?
Yeah. Like the King Kong movie, when they fell in that pit, with all the big ass bugs.
Oh, yeah,
That was eating them niggas alive.
Right.
You know? I had that in Wisdom of Solomon, one of the apparitions.
For sure.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 14, it says, "But they, sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them."
Monstrous apparitions, man. I'm talking about scary things, man. Hey, man, one time I was laying in bed, this is years ago, probably about 10, 15 years ago, man. I was laying in the bed at this halfway house I was managing. And I looked up on the ceiling, man. I know I was awoke. I know I wasn't tripping, but I seen this some kind of thing on the roof, man, on the ceiling, man, and it had like legs, but it wasn't like something that I could touch. I could tell that it was more like something spiritual. But man, it creeped me the hell out, man. I just closed my eyes and prayed to Jesus. I prayed to Jesus, but I didn't know no better, man. But the Heavenly Father was just showing me stuff, man. That was scary, man. I did not like seeing that, man.
Hey, that's why the scriptures say that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. The righteous run into it and it's safe. Because when these people get these apparitions, they're going to be calling upon Jesus and this and that. Right. The Lord's not going to hear them in that day because they heard the name. See, this is before we heard the name.
Right.
Well, they heard the name because the scriptures say that the line has gone out across the earth, you know. And also in Isaiah, Lord, who have believed our report, you know. So those that heard the name and didn't believe, oh yeah, best believe calling on Jesus ain't gonna do nothing for you in that day, man.
And the Most High can have, man, the Most High can have whereas your worst fears is in front of you. It tells you that in Isaiah, what is it, 65?
Yeah.
Right, he should bring your delusions upon you. I think it's 65 or 66, I think.
Right.
But man, the Most High can have it to whereas your worst fears is in front of you, man. He can have it to whereas you feel like you could be, I don't know, you feel like you could be covered in spiders or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, he could have it to whereas I feel like, there's certain things just crawling on you.
Right.
And you going crazy over here, running around going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High, man, the Most High bad, bro. Like he can have it to whereas you see some shit that you ain't never seen, and the scripture says that men's hearts fell into fear that day.
Right.
That's what's that, a heart attack, man.
Right.
You get so scared and you get shocked. I forgot what the word is. Damn, I forgot what the
Cardiac
word is.
arrest?
Nah, not cardiac arrest. We'll come back to me though. But pretty much when you get shocked, you pretty much get shocked. You get shocked to death. It's a specific word for it. I can't think of it. But the Most High gonna have it like that, man. Men's hearts under fear, seeing missiles flying in the sky, and just pass out. Right. Seeing spirits, man. The Most High gonna open up the different. He gonna open up the different. He gonna open the spiritual realm, man. Seeing all kinds of demons and stuff, man. Because you see these people walking around like, man, that person got demons on them. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we can't see the actual demons on them, man.
Right.
Most High gonna have it whereas you gonna see people gonna actually see demons on people, man.
Right.
All kinds of crazy stuff. I can't even explain it. I can't explain it.
Right.
But he gonna have it whereas it's gonna happen that way. It's happened in the time of Egypt.
Remind you of that movie Hit, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's exactly how it was, bro. Those kids were saying their worst fears, man. Hit was their worst fears, you know what I'm saying? And the one dude was scared of werewolves. That nigga walk out, he go somewhere, next thing you know, ain't nobody around. It's like you in a whole nother world, just you. And he you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, that motherfucker pop out.
Yeah, like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing with Freddy Krueger. He would feed off of fear, and then you would pretty much go to sleep and you would dream. Of course, brothers know. You know what I'm saying? You go to sleep and you dream, and if you went to sleep and you dream and you seen that, and you heard that song, 1, 2, 1, 2, Freddy coming for you. That's your ass. You know what I'm saying? What he gonna do?
Right.
But hey. It tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, that that was an intolerable night for them, and they didn't even want to go to sleep.
Right.
It was the worst. Just imagine the worst night that you could ever, the most uncomfortable night of sleep that you can ever have in your life, man. You know what I'm saying? You ever had a night where it's hot? You know what I'm saying? You just laying there, you just can't go to sleep. Now just imagine that times a million.
Yeah.
Like you can't even fathom. You can't even really fathom, man. You got to really look.
Hey, go ahead. I was gonna say in the ancient world, there wasn't no street lights, man. So, them torches, when the torches get blown out, it's dark. Can't see nothing. Nothing. And then on top of that, that's when the Lord brought the demons out. Come on,
And then if you kind of got a little courage, like I'm not gonna let it bother me too bad. I'm scared. But then you got your sibling right next to you, freaking out. Like that's gonna make you even scareder, man. Oh man, I remember one time, man. I was at home, man, watching like an alien movie, man. I was afraid of aliens and spaceships and UFOs. As a kid, I was terrified, man. It was the 4th of July, man. I went outside and I think I was riding a bike, and my little brother was riding the bike, and I was just looking up at the sky because I had just watched something on UFOs. I think it was like the X-Files or something like that. They had UFOs on there, and it scared the hell out of me, man. So I went outside. It was 4th of July. Then my brother fell off the bike while I'm looking at the sky. I think I seen something. And he fell off the bike, started crying, man. He scared the hell out of me. And I was already kind of afraid of what I saw in the sky. He started crying, and it made it worse, man. So just imagine in that day when all the apparitions are going on and you just trying to fight it, like, but then somebody next to you can't fight it. And there's nothing you can do to console them, man. That's terrifying, man. So like,
that panicking spirit is very contagious, man. Especially when women lose it, y'all can be the first ones to lose it. The man trying to hold himself together,
right?
But she gonna be bugging out so much,
right?
It's gonna bug him out. It's gonna be a spirit. It's gonna be a contagious spirit, man. Just like these pestilences, you catching that virus, you're gonna be catching that panic spirit, man, the bug out spirit.
Right.
And there's going to be, pursuing Daniel, the 12th chapter, it's going to be a day or a time unlike any other time since there was a nation. Really understand what that means, man. It's going to be very special, man. It's going to be a lot of special things going on. The Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, God has a lot of special things in store for this place, man. It's not going to be just some ordinary events and occurrences happening, man. It's going to be some things that they'll call supernatural, or, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's going to be a lot of crazy things going on in the earth in those times, and we're in those times now, man. You know?
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon. Back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and 15, it says, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. So unexpected fear, bro.
Right.
You know, now the scriptures say, you know, if you're not afraid of sudden fear, the Lord is gonna give us that spirit to be able to cope with things that bug these same people that walking up and down the street, that bug them out, but we see them and we straight. Cause why? We have the foundation. These people don't have a foundation, man. That's why they gonna trip. You know, you got people tripping right now. We see the same things they see, but we getting excited.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, verse 17. Oh, you tell me to read something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 16, excuse me. It says, so then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars. So they went into a fetal position, just bugging out. They were just froze. They were like, man, like once they mentally collapse, that's it. You ain't no consoling them back into, hey, it's gonna be okay. No, it's like as if they was in a prison. They were kept in the straits, man.
Yeah, man. I knew people that had mental breakdowns, man. They ain't never was the same after that, man. So just imagine, man. These people were never the same after that in Egypt, man. But the Heavenly Father sent those plagues, man, and Pharaoh kept Pharaoh's heart. And those people were never the same, man, after that.
Right.
Did you have something?
Like I say, so, after all that happened with Egypt and the Exodus happened, Egypt never came back to the power what they were. Like I said, these people were bugged out. Seeing all those plagues and different things happen. I got it. I know you.
Let him know. It passed.
It didn't pass. I wanted to get it, but it's kind of long.
Kind of long. Okay, Kyle. What you have?
Jay got a longer one. 8 verses. Old chapter.
This is Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Man, it's no other name, man. And the only people that got that name are the men of the Lord.
That's
man.
right.
And we at Great Millstone believe that we have the 100% truth, and the Heavenly Father is dealing with us, man. Lord willing, He is, man. Okay, go ahead and pull that.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Bro, that's a miracle, man.
Right.
Back in the ancient days, that was nothing, man. For 7 women to want to be a wife of a man, that was nothing back in the ancient days. But that's a miracle, man. Read that one more time, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Man, they're going to be so afraid, man. They ain't going to have nothing. They're going to be humble. They're going to shut the hell up, They're going to probably be bruised and battered, They're gonna already be tripping. They're gonna been through a whole bunch of shit, and then they're gonna know they don't want them the men of the Lord, you know? A lot of these women that did stuff, that put us down, that, you know, but man, besides all of that, the Heavenly Father's gonna take that proud spirit off these women, man.
Right.
And he gonna do some damage to these women. They're gonna see their friends get fucked up.
That's right.
You know? But did you have anything else, brother? But with that, man, we're gonna give all praise and glories to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect men out there pushing this truth in all sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.